So yeah, I think right now, like I'm very grateful for the people that I not like I'm grateful right now for them, right? I'm grateful for the people around me, and I want to spend as much time as I can with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know earlier you mentioned like you don't know how much you have your parents, right? But in reality, we don't know how much
Everyone.
we have, how much time we have with any of us. You know, like how much more can we do this?
Right.
How much more, like you know what I mean? So I think like that's how I practice gratitude on a daily basis. Just like enjoy things as much as possible.
Right.
You know, like it find the joy every day. You know,
Every day.
because it's so hard to find joy, or it's so sometimes it does get hard to live in a state of gratitude or in a state of joy on a daily basis. But I always tell people like there's joy in everything around
Mm-hmm.
us. You know,
Including this light.
yeah, yes, yes. So, actually, we were in the middle of filming, and there was a power outage here in the West Side,
Yeah.
and we were just kind of like, "What the hell? Like, what do we do?" You know, but
Let us know.
remember, remember, like what we said last time about the it's a hair flip,
It's a hair flip. It's like whatever's.
and you move on. You know, it's
It's
like
right.
that. That's like that's my daily gratitude exercise. You
Affirmation.
know, like it's a hair flip,
It's
whatever.
like
You know,
whatever.
just
I mean, clearly the light is back, you
yeah,
guys. That's why
yeah.
we're back.
Just
The
so
light.
so if this section looks a little different than the first half of this episode, you know why. You know, but that's life. You know, like
That's how
life is.
fast it happens.
Yeah, and life is not always gonna be perfect. Life is not always gonna come out like things are not always gonna happen the way that you want it to happen.
Right.
So, is there anything in life that you feel like now you're grateful that it didn't work
Como dice el dicho, uno pone y Dios dispone.
that part?
Right?
Yeah.
And is there anything that I'm grateful for at this moment that didn't work out?
Hmm.
So ex relationships.
Oh, girl, yeah.
Absolutely. There's one specific partner that I am so grateful for the experience he gave me and every single lesson that I got out of it. But I'm grateful it didn't work out because
Yeah.
it just I'm I've just seen so much more since we've gone our separate ways, a different side of him that I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I did not allow myself to have a child with him, to go
Yeah.
past that because I can still move on with my life and there's no real attachment to that human,
Yeah.
So that is one of the biggest things. And I think a big part right now as an artist is as where I'm at as an artist. I love where I'm at. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for the process. Is it exactly where I want to be at? Not yet, but I'm grateful for maybe the doors that haven't opened because there's a reason to it.
Hmm.
You know,
There's good and bad in
and
everything.
every
Yeah.
and they say there is no good and bad. It's how you see it, how you perceive it, right?
Right.
But to me, there is good and
No,
bad.
there is good and bad. There
Yes.
is good and bad, and just because even just that, like another thing that we can say, like just to put it like in more like a perspective. Let's just talk about maybe like cops, right? Not all cops. I mean, we have a. I know it's supposed to be a positive reflection of cops, but that's not what we see. Like in the communities that we grew up in, we don't see cops necessarily serving and protecting people, but much more like harassing. Buscando algo, right? So obviously, like where we come from in our community, we have a complicated feeling
Yeah.
or thoughts about law enforcement.
Like a love hate relationship.
I mean,
Almost.
I wouldn't. For me, it's more hate than love. I'm not. I don't feel it.
I
And you know what? Not this like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, are there people that join law enforcement with a good heart that genuinely do want to make a difference? Yes.
Yeah, there
Because
is.
I have encountered people like that.
I dated one. I dated one,
Yeah.
and so I know he meant all good, and he actually did do good in a huge,
But as a whole, the department, and if we're talking specifically LADWP, I mean, not don't think LADWP because of the light, the power outage,
Yeah.
but LAPD, it's specifically LAPD, it's a really corrupt system.
Yeah.
So You could be good, but if you are in a system that is corrupt, your goodness is only gonna go so far. So it's the same thing with the entertainment business. It is a corrupt environment. Not everybody that is in it necessarily partakes, you know,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
there. So
Oh, I mean,
you know,
that Me Too movement was such a big deal too when it came out, and so many things changed since. So I think a lot of things are coming out to light, and so that is another thing I'm grateful for. You
right.
know, the doors that haven't opened up for me up until this point, because I think perhaps it wasn't the right timing.
Or you were just like being saved from something. Like we said last time, like rejection is God's redirection.
Redirection. Yeah.
And that is an aspect of living in a environment or a state of gratitude, you
Right.
know. I know you said like one relationship specifically that you are grateful that that didn't work out. I think that for me, I'm almost kind of like in a place right now that I'm like, I'm glad about everything that didn't work out in my life because I landed me exactly where I am right now,
Yeah.
you know? And it was a difficult journey and it's still going to continue to be a difficult journey. But um, yeah, we want to move from a space of being, this is not working out. Why are things happening to me? To now being like, okay, what can I learn from this? Right? What is the silver lining?
Right.
And I know, like I have mentioned it last time, the silver lining, and then we never got into
What
what
does
it
it
was.
mean? Google it.
So the silver lining means if you see a cloud, there's an outline to each cloud,
Right.
and it's
Okay.
usually that outline comes from the reflection of light. This is the sun, and the cloud is in front of it, right? And
Hmm.
then you're going to see the cloud in a dark outline around it because it's a light that is coming from the back.
Oh,
So the
okay.
silver lining is that
I like her little
the little positive,
picture.
the
Possibilities.
highlight
The highlight.
of the cloud,
Okay.
right? Because you said like the cloudy day when you're feeling down, like or
I'm
like
a little blue
I'm
today,
a
they
little
say.
blue, or
Yeah.
like it's just like that's what the silver lining
Yeah.
is, like seeing what stands out, from a situation. And that's like really important for you to be able to like get into a mindset of gratitude.
And one huge thing that, not that it didn't work out, but I'm grateful now that I'm healed. I can look at it as like a positive thing is, as a child there was sexual trauma that happened to me, and I was so mad with the world
Mhm.
when I started because I had blocked it, and we'll have a whole episode about that when it comes to that because it's something huge in the Latin community that is always, you always put something on it. We cover it. It's the big elephant in the room that nobody ever talks about. It happens all over in
Mhm.
so many families,
Mhm.
and no one talks about it. No one talks about it. So when I first, my memories came back, I started to remember a lot of stuff, and I was angry. I was angry with the world. I was angry with this. I was very upset. Why me? Now I'm at a place where I can say, okay, I think it happened to to me because X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to use that to be able to support other women or children that are going through it. And that's why I'm a huge advocate for like supporting women and children that have been sexually abused in any form, sort of way. And I think it's also given me the courage to be able to speak up, because a big thing that happens when you are sexually abused as a young human, or even whatever age you're
Yeah.
at, it shuts your voice because there's a shame that comes with that, a
Yeah.
huge shame and guilt of yo lo provoqué tal vez. And if it happens at a very, very young age as a child, you're a child. You didn't make this happen. And that is the one thing I can say. No child provoked any adult to make them do that. That's the adult who made the decision. And that's where healing your inner child work comes in,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
And I can now stand strong and say, okay, I gave gratitude for the way it happened in a way where nothing else further happened, you know? Um, and okay, thank you, God. Thank you for this experience. And now I'm going to use it in a positive aspect to support others,
Yeah.
and we'll do a whole episode about it. But yeah, I know I'm not the only one. When I started to do work on myself and I went into a room, I was not the only woman that raised her hand, and I was shocked because in my small world, in my mind, I thought I was the only one. You know, and that's how it feels. It feels like yo soy la única que le ha pasado esto.
Right.
And no, there's also men that go through this. And in the Latin community, men are not allowed to like ever even speak about it.
Yeah.
So
There's a
that's
lot
another
of
thing.
taboo with. Well, I mean, thank you for sharing that because I know it's hard. It's hard for us to be like that vulnerable and like share things that we don't we're not like proud of.
Hmm.
Obviously, like you have no like you have no control over that. But a lot happens to a person when they go through any type of abuse, any type of assault. So it's hard, and I appreciate that you have been able to share that with us. And
Hmm.
the reason why we decided to do this podcast as well is because we know that we're not the only one that experiences things, and maybe I wonder, like if people sometimes are like, no les da vergüenza decir tantas cosas. No
I'm
les da
sure.
vergüenza decir tantas cosas, like si mi mamá supiera todas las cosas que ando diciendo aquí. But the thing is that we understand because right now when you said that, like, you were in that room and you were not the only one that said, I haven't been a victim of sexual violence. When you hear of other people that have experienced a situation similar to the situation that you experienced, and whether that is sexual violence or any other type of assault, violence, or trauma, there is a lot of comfort that comes with like, hey, you see me, you
Hmm.
understand maybe what I'm feeling, you understand. And a lot of people do think it's not that people don't go through things, it's just that people don't like to talk about the things that they, because of the shame. Because why should I let strangers know what's going on in my life? Or why should I let strangers know what happened in the past? So, yeah, like that's really nice for you to be able to be in a space of gratitude where you can say that.
Yeah. And it just goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover. Because you may be looking at someone and thinking, oh, she has it all figured out. She's perfect. Nothing's ever happened to her. Maybe because both of her parents are still together or there's no real trauma there.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know what people have gone through. You
Yeah.
don't know what they've faced, what adversity they've overcome. And there's a lot of shame that comes with that. Huge. And I'm always like very observant in how people react
Mm-hmm.
because there are people that don't believe in mental health. There are people that think we'll get over it. That happened when you were whatever age you were, and now it's been 10, 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
so you should be over it. Nobody has the right to say be over it.
Right.
It's like a burn.
It's your experience at the end of the
and
day.
and someone explained it to me like te quemas, right? You get burned, and it's a third degree to burn. It's gonna heal, but you will always have that scar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your choice if you let that scar be open or you just look at it and it's never gonna bleed again because you know it just happened, but it doesn't define you anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where I stand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be grateful. I forgave the person that it did it, and that's it. We move forward. And that's the only way to use my story to be able to in a positive way
Yeah.
to support others.
Yeah.
You're not alone. If you ever need support or anything, send us a DM. I have resources, places you can go, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like when we and we are gonna have an episode on this specifically because like most I can with a lot of certainty I can say that all women have experienced sexual violence.
Some kind.
Sexual violence is very broad, and just because something didn't maybe go to the extreme of intercourse does not mean that it's not traumatic. It does not mean that it's not violence, and it does not mean that they have the right to do it, whether you are a young infant or a grown adult. Even as you meeting one person or even your partner, right? You meet one person right now, you guys hit it off, you end up going back to either your place or his place, and once you're there, you're just like, actually, I don't know if I want to do this. you have the right to change your mind at any point
And
that
say
you don't
no.
want to do this. Like, this is mine, and I get to choose when I use it and who I use it with every single time. So we are going to talk about that because I do think it's a topic that we have a lot to contribute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so feeling grateful for the experiences that it's not so much about being grateful that the things happen to us. It's more so being grateful that we found the strength to move past it,
Hmm.
to learn from it, and be willing to help other people
Right.
get to a better
Right.
place.
Like you even talking about suicidal thoughts.
Yeah,
Not everyone has the courage to admit
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and only you know what you went through in that
Mhm.
moment. And it's very courageous also to speak up and
Yeah,
say, hey, if this is what you're going through, I've been there, and you were able to realize there's a community that loves you and not get
yeah,
rid of your light,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Don't get rid of the light like nos pasó ahorita. Se fue la
Oh
luz.
my God. If you guys want to see, should we do the little blooper?
I,
Our
we're gonna
faces
no, we're gonna post the blooper in our
later.
Instagram.
You guys go to our IG page. We'll post the blooper there. But our faces were priceless when that light went off.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was.
I was like, was it me?
Wait, maybe we posted and we're like, we need donations for.
And then go watch
No
our
pagamos el bill.
wait, go watch the video to find out what happened. Did we make it through or did we not? We talked about being grateful when we're going through the struggle, learning to what's our new habits as that we're grateful in present day. So, what do you think has shifted for you since you've changed your habits in being grateful every day intentionally?
So for me, like I said, we've been talking about healing, growth, all
Here
of
we
that.
go again.
Here we go again. But one thing I have learned from this whole journey that I've been on is that I never understand when I'm going through the situation in that moment. I don't understand why it's happening, but I know that it's in alignment to what is supposed to be. So I remind myself of that all the time, specifically in moments that I feel like things are not working out or that I'm going through something that I shouldn't be going through, like, like the assault recently, or even like waking up late, like, I don't know, waking up late, like missing your alarm. Like every time that I have a situation that overwhelms me, I just like think like, okay, like you don't understand how this ties into your purpose,
The bigger picture.
the bigger picture. But I know one thing for sure and two things for certain is that God has me. He has protected me up until this point, and He will continue to protect me. Does that mean that life is going to be perfect and that I'm going to get everything that I want? Maybe not. But I am going to get everything that is meant for me. And so think of life as a puzzle, right? Like you're putting the puzzle together and you cannot see the bigger picture because there's many pieces to it. And without any of those pieces, the whole picture is not going to be complete.
It won't be the
Right.
same.
So just understanding that, and that comes with gratitude because you have to be able to believe, you know? There's something so beautiful about truly believing in your core that better things are out there. Specifically if you're a good person, I think for me, one of the things that I struggled with a lot during the times that I was very depressed was that I felt I'm a good person. Like, I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a good person. I used to tell myself all the time, like, I know I'm a good person. But deep down inside of me, it's almost like I didn't believe it because I felt like if I'm a good person, then why are all these things happening?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I must have done something to deserve these things happening. And even with like one of the biggest situations that, we'll talk about it in another episode, but like really what triggered my anxiety and depression to the point that it has taken me 8 years to really come out of that, or like really heal from that. I had a lot of guilt in that situation, and I felt like I connected everything bad that happened to that.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
like I connected everything bad. So in my mind and in my gut and everything in me, I didn't truly believe that I deserved to have a good life,
Mhm.
right? Because I still excuse like, okay, like these things are happening because yeah, if I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have went through that, and then that wouldn't have triggered a sequence of events, right?
Right.
That situation or that mindset that situation put me in also made me make certain decisions that were not for the best of myself, so yeah, I think that like that to me is like the biggest thing that I can say. Just like when something is not working out, I'm just like, okay, God, I don't understand right now why it's happening, but who am I to question you,
Right.
like who am I, like up until now. Well, first of all, you created all of this, so obviously you know what you're doing, so to me it's like that, like I, I don't understand it right now, but I know that at some point I'm gonna understand it. So, like they say, Jesus take the wheel and like let's go.
And what
You
do
know?
you think has changed in your life
Oh,
up
I
until
mean,
this point since you've been grateful? Or at least been like conscious about being grateful?
mhm,
What do you think has shifted in your life presently?
that I truly, truly, truly believe to my core that I am capable and able to handle any situation that comes my way. And therefore, I find like solutions to the problems. So right now, like a year ago, I mean, we are talking about certain things, but one year, like specifically today, 1 year ago, my life was completely different. And I was still in a place where I was feeling like, why are these things happening to me?
There was a lot of uncertainty at
A
the
lot. And now to see myself like, wow, like first of all, a year went by so fast. So
time.
this is this is a sign. Anybody that's watching right now is like, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you want to do, start right now. Small, like look at us, right? We started this podcast
In the summer.
the summer, right? But we didn't wait to have everything. We didn't wait to be like
Perfect.
experts, perfect, or that we had the right vocabulary or we looked the right. We didn't wait for that because we said, but that's a result of us being in this new journey and saying, hey, this is what I want, so I'm gonna go get it.
Mhm.
Maybe right now we don't know. Like when we started, we had a lot of technical issues, and now it's like piece of cake.
Now we're like, girl, we meet at this time. We're
Yeah,
done
like
at this
that.
time. Next. And I mean, we have a lot of new surprises coming
Yeah,
for
yeah, 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 yeah,
2026.
yeah.
You
We're so
guys,
excited for
you
2020.
guys are get in,
Yeah, yeah.
get ready, buckle up,
Buckle up.
okay? Because it's about to go down.
Yeah,
Baddie and Blessed is about to take a new next level. Okay?
yeah. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do. We're doing things over here, and we're gonna be doing things as a unit. We're gonna be doing things individually, and we are gonna be creating a platform for other people to do things as well. Not necessarily podcasts, but whatever it is that we can, as a community, help you and support you. We want to do that, and of course, we have said that. And I tell my friends all the time, if you feel like there's a message that you want to talk about, if there's something that you feel like you want to create more awareness of, come and let's
Sign
talk
up.
about it.
Yeah.
Even if we don't know like exactly, or even if we don't agree, but that is how, like, can we have conversations, because that is really what changes things,
And
conversations.
having a friendship or at least like a community like this is
Mhm.
knowing that there's going to be different points of views.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. That
Yeah.
doesn't make either one of us better than the other. Like, for example, the gardening community. She's a fan
Shout out to my gardeners out there. Hey,
I don't believe in it. I will never believe in
well,
it.
you don't say never.
Oh,
You
okay.
never know.
I never know, right? But as of right now, at this point where I stand, I don't, I'm not a gardener. So that doesn't take away from our friendship.
Right.
We're allowed to have disagreements.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
that's
not
just life.
necessarily like a disagreement,
Right.
right? But if we take it a little bit deeper, right? Because like to go deep. But
Pisces over here.
let's just say, and not to get too crazy with it, but there's so many different belief systems out there. Whether it is religion, whether it is politics, whether it is science, so many different belief systems. And I respect your beliefs. And I'm not saying you specifically,
Right.
right?
No,
But
yeah. In
you, I
general.
respect your beliefs up until a certain point. I will say that. Because if your beliefs mean that somebody is less than you,
Or someone's gonna get hurt.
nah, that's the part that I can. Like,
Yeah.
I don't tolerate racism. I don't tolerate sexism. I don't like just certain things like that, like homophobia. Like, I don't tolerate those things.
Right.
If that is your belief, then that is your belief, but keep it away from me. And I will say that because we're no longer in a place where we can like tiptoe around those things because
No.
we've seen how far things have gotten. So
And it
yeah,
all
that's your belief.
started.
That's your
Yep.
belief. Just keep it to yourself because I'm not gonna be less than because of the belief that you have.
Right. Because unfortunately, we're in a position where this nation, this country,
Yeah.
some beliefs were spread out, and a lot of things, a lot of people have been hurt from that
Yeah.
belief, and a lot of people have lost their lives due to that specific belief that this country is being run under at the moment,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are fearing for their life.
Yeah.
So when you put so much fear to such a huge nation, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
belief should not put fear on anyone or put anyone's life in danger.
Well, when you attach hate to your belief, like when you genuinely develop a hatred towards another person solely based on the color of their skin, their
Anything.
their beliefs, their whether where they were born, the gender they are, or the gender that they identify as, But yeah, those just like that's the only thing. But
Hmm.
you can always have conversations. Like if we're gonna be objective and really like sit down and like try to understand each other a little bit better, then we can do that.
Hmm.
You know what is so I was recently because we just had like an election this month and we had amazing results. I mean, if I'm a political junkie, I love
She is.
politics and I love like to me like it excites me so much.
I check in with her. I go,
Yeah,
so
so
who should I vote for?
yeah, this last election in November, I was like living it up, girl. I was like the next day I woke up and I was like, oh, glorious day. Like, have you seen the movie 500 Days of Summer?
No, I have
No.
not.
Oh my God, there's a scene where the guy, okay, like long story short, the guy ends up having sex with the girl that he wanted to have sex with, right? Before Grand Park, what it looked like,
Hmm.
because we used to be in that area.
Yes.
So they filmed that scene there, and
Oh,
like,
really?
he wakes up like all happy, like there's birds
The
chirping, and
perfect
there,
day.
yeah, the perfect day. There's the marching band. So así yo me levanté así the day after, like, oh, thank God, thank God. But anyways, back in 2018,
Yeah.
I worked the campaign. 2018 was the last time that the Dream Act was up for a vote in
Yeah.
Congress and the Senate, right? And I worked the campaign where we used to call. We were doing phone banking. If you
Mm.
don't know what phone banking is, like you're literally calling people and talking, like almost like marketers in a
Yeah.
sense, but it's in campaigns is more so like to gain support for whatever
You know those phone calls you get?
yes.
Hey, are you registered
Yeah,
to
yeah,
vote?
yes, 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 yes,
Okay,
yes, like
we
that.
would like to support. Yeah, that's right. She did
But
that.
let me tell you guys, because a lot of people don't know this, but it's an automated system,
Yeah.
and you actually don't even like dial anything. Like it's a computer, and you actually don't even hear the phone ringing.
Wow.
You just hear somebody pick up, and when somebody picks up, something pops up in the screen, and it tells you, for example, like
A
it would,
script.
no, it
No.
would say no. You need to know what you're gonna talk
Oh.
about. But what pops up in the screen is the voter's information, like your
Oh.
name, your political party, and
Oh, you get all that.
yeah, because it's a system that is registered voters
Mm-hmm.
are under. So it's like I didn't just like pick up the phone and dial and call you. Like
That's what it
we
feels
have no
like.
control. No, like literally, we know your name because the information
Pops up.
comes up, and campaigns and politicians they buy this information from your voter registry. So
Wow.
it's not like somebody got hijacked,
Yeah.
or it's not a scam or
It's
nothing.
shared
It's
information.
shared.
You sign up to vote. Your
Yeah, I
information's
mean,
out there.
unfortunately, there's a lot of things that we can't control in this country. But anyways,
Clearly.
so we
Okay.
were calling voters in red states. So we're calling conservative voters to talk about the Dream Act, and we would explain to them what the Dream Act was. So for those of you that don't know, the Dream Act would right now we have DACA, which is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, which gives undocumented youth, people that were brought to the country as children, it gives them protection from deportation and it gives them a work authorization. That is it. Okay, nothing else. That is it. You just quote unquote are going to be protected from being deported, which is not entirely true, but whatever. And it gives you the authority to legally work. You still don't have any other rights. You still don't qualify for any benefits, and you still are not able to leave the country. Okay.
Let us know if you want an episode about stuff like this, so you are informed. My friend is an expert.
Yeah. So we could talk about and those things that maybe I'm not like that versed in. I will do my research and we can talk about it, or we can bring other, like, I know so many amazing people we can. But if we want to talk about, what I think is actually, because midterms is coming and in 2026, we are gonna have an episode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're gonna have an episode because it's so important that people go out to vote in 2026, because child,
like we said, we talk about everything here, okay?
Yeah, pero para no hacer la historia más larga, we were calling people, right? And we explained what the Dream Act was going to do was actually create a permanent solution. Because right now under DACA, you have to reapply every 2 years, which is not even, it's below the 2 years, because the processing time takes long, especially now. And so you could be at risk of losing work authorization for a period of time if you don't do it, whatever. And you have to pay every time.
Yes.
Which is like, the pain is like, it sucks, but still, like, at least anyways, that's beside the point. But when we were calling this conservative voters in red states, and we explained what the Dream Act was, what it was going to do, and how it was going to benefit the country in different forms, you would be surprised how many people were in support.
Really?
So many people were in support of it because people want a solution to the problem.
So what happened then on the other side?
Girl, well, I mean, what happens is just this government has been, even right now, right? We're not going to get too much into it. Like, this too much.
This is a gratitude episode.
This is a gratitude episode. But what I'm saying is that I am grateful that God has given me critical thinking skills and has given me discernment. It has given me the patience now more than before to be able to have conversations like this with people, because it's so important. And no individual should have to suffer because they're not born here, or because they're a woman, or because of their sexual orientation, beliefs, anything like that. But yeah, we're open to having conversations, and we'll have them here too,
Yeah, we're not scared to go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Have you seen anything shift, like, in a positive way since you dived into gratitude?
I think so. A couple of people left my life.
Oh yeah,
this year, and I think I made a more conscious and more aware gratitude feeling routine, where it was, like I said, I talked about prayer, and I was like, okay, whatever gotta go, and things started to shift. The ground felt shaky. I was in a lot of fear, unsureness, doubtness, like, what is going on with my life? And now it's November, and almost a whole year has gone by, and I can now see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Okay. That required to happen for me to get where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
There is a shift in my finances that I was very unsure of at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Very unsure. There's a lot of fear, a lot of doubt again. And now I'm in a place where that has shifted. Relationship wise, same thing, There are things that have shifted in my life that are more tangible, I would say, than ever before in my life. And it started with trusting and just being grateful where I was at. I mean, I remember I would be at work at the beginning of this year, almost crying, just being like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, ¿por qué?
Oh, yeah.
And I would have conversations with friends, and then by giving them advice, I would end up taking it, because sometimes they say you give advice but you don't take it yourself.
Yeah.
I started to really just be like, okay, if I'm telling her that, man, that's what, let me give it to myself.
Let me give it to myself.
And I started to shift. I started to be present. I started to, like, be more grateful, genuine way, and it shifted. I mean, there's still a lot of work. I'm still in a huge process, a huge shift in my life where there's still things that I'm unsure that I don't know if they're going to stay. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen.
But that's a journey.
But yeah. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And I'm just, taking it day by day, being present, staying grateful. And a huge, I think, I haven't mentioned it, but I said it to you. A huge part of manifesting starts with being grateful.
Yeah.
And calling things as they are, though already present in your life. Like, for example, thank you, God, for letting me buy my own home here in this perfect area that I wanted with the 3-5 rooms that I asked for. Saying it as though you have it already.
Yeah.
And I started to do that. I started to do that in relationship, in finances, in my immediate family, everywhere. And I started to see the change.
Yeah.
But it was that shift, and that is manifestation. We'll eventually get to that episode of manifestation because I believe we are very special creatures, her Mariana and I, in the sense of very witchy personalities where we manifest a lot of things in our life. I definitely know I do. They say with your tongue you hold the power to give life or death. I am very presently aware that I choose to speak life into existence because the same way you can do the opposite and curse everything. So staying in gratitude is giving that light to everything around you. Yeah. Even your enemies, right? Yeah. Nobody's really an enemy. It's just, the way we feel towards people. But starting to bless people like, so that didn't work out, but I bless you and I hope your business, your life, everything is successful.
I want you to do so good that you stay away from me.
That part. So good that you never. I want you to
be so happy that you never remember to come on this side.
And it's challenging. It's not easy when you have when emotions come up and it's like anger takes over, or like, why would that person do me like that?
Yeah.
Or why would they think I'm like that?
I know, because there's currently one part of my, as you're saying, and I'm sorry that I kind of cut you off, but there's one part that I'm like still struggling with when it comes to that, and like I just know that I have to get it together and like figure it out.
So, and it's gonna take what it's gonna take.
I know. That's why I'm like God, like show me the way, because I know you can. But like we say, it's not. There's no end to it. Like you're always
healing is healing.
Healing is healing. Healing is a journey, and you keep going through it. But
como dicen, el tiempo cura todo. But I heard, no, el tiempo no cura todo if you don't put the work in.
Right.
Because time is gonna go by. But if you stay holding on to that emotion of like, he did this to me or she did this to me and I hate her or hate him for it, and you never put in the work, you never release it, you never let it go, time is not going to make a difference.
Well, and not even so much, not only so much they did this to me and they did whatever, but like even your worth and feeling like I don't deserve good things to happen to me, or I can't find joy in the things around me. Like when we focus in that, then God is like, you clearly do not see the value of it. So then why even give it to you? Like God is not supposed to give you things just because you ask for them. That's not how it works. The universe is not going to give you things just because you ask for it. Because if you're not living in a space, in a state of mind where you understand the value of those things, then why would it be given to you?
Or that you deserve it.
Yeah. So that's what we say when gratitude does open doors. It allows you to be like, my life is not perfect, and like we said, like it's not about being delusional and just say like, oh, I'm so happy and everything is like, like la la la. I go through life and like la la la. Teletubbies. Oh my God, I love Teletubbies. Life is not. Gratitude is not that, right? Or waking up every day and just being like, hey guys, go out and get them, and like that's not what it is.
Even if we sound like that in our stories.
Well, okay? I know, because I mentioned it because I feel like maybe we do sound like that, but like we genuinely like feel it, right? Even like we have tried, we struggle with our tone when we've been recording because we're so excited. We're like,
because the audio, you guys, I remember I used to work you've worked at 5 in the morning, 6 a.m. with the coffee shop. So I worked at a hotel. And yo soy mañanera. I'm an early bird. So once I'm up, I'm up. and I would come in and be like, "Good morning, everyone." And I was not trying to be Miss Pollyanna, like, "Hola, el mundo es perfecto."
Oh, here she
It's
comes
just
with her freaking
yes,
positive energy.
yes, and it's just because I naturally like to wake up early, so I
Yeah.
have a positive, like, I like the mornings.
Yeah.
If I could go to sleep at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and then wake up at 5 or 4 a.m. every day, I would do it. I can't just yet, but I will. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
And get my 8 hours of rest as I'm
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah.
Life would be perfect.
Yeah.
But I always just have a lot of energy in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's not for any other reason than I just like the mornings, So siempre,
Yeah.
ay, viene la pinche
I
gente con su
oh god.
positive
I
attitude.
do feel like sometimes I sound like that, like toxic positivity, but honestly, like,
But I feel it.
right, I feel it.
I feel
I
it.
feel it, and I feel like I live my life in that way. Like, I'm always willing to help. Like, to
Um,
me, I always say, like, if I can get something from today, is like, how can I impact the world? And people may think, like, ay, ¿quién te crees que eres that you're gonna impact the world? Listen, honey, if you don't think that you can make an impact,
that's on you.
that's on you. You know, so many people don't think that they can make an impact.
Yeah.
Right now, when you were saying, and I'm not gonna quote you 100% because I can't remember it exactly, but something about the voice, right? Like, your voice has power. If you don't believe that your voice has power, then that's why things are not working out,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't believe that you have that power.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wake up every day and I mean, not too excited to get up because I love to sleep.
I hear you on that.
I
And
love
it's
to
starting
sleep.
to get cold in LA.
Oh my god!
Finally.
And it's dark.
Yes.
In the morning, a veces,
Ahorita ya
depending on
sale
what,
el solecito, pero it's cold.
it's
Like today was
cold.
cold.
Yeah,
And it's foggy. You
yeah.
guys. So there's days where I'm like,
It's that weather that you want to be in bed.
yes, it's
Like,
cuddle
especially like,
weather. Ya
that's
tú
what I'm saying.
sabes.
Maybe I'll start dating now.
It's cuddle season,
It's
you
cuddle
guys.
season.
And then come summer, bye.
Bye. But yeah, I do like. I feel like every day I'm just like, especially if I sense my mood down a little bit, I'm just like, Mariana, like,
What do you do when your mood is down to come bring yourself back up and be in gratitude?
um, I play like a
Music.
song that I can like,
Yeah.
especially like a rap song. I just go in there like, I thought I was a rapper in my other life, just go in there.
In her past life.
Yeah, or even just like, I was listening on my way here. I like to sing. Like I said, I'm not there yet because I'm not gonna say I'm not a singer because we didn't never know. But I was listening to Una Raya Más el Tigre de Julian
Okay.
Alvarez,
Mhm.
and I just like, because I also wanted to prepare my voice, to
Warm
like
it up.
warm it up. So yeah, I mean, when I'm in the car, I'm just like blah 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 blah, and
Blah blah
that
blah
blah blah blah
blah
blah
blah
blah
blah.
blah blah blah. But that does help me like
Yeah.
turn my life like a little bit. I also like to like I'm getting in that, like, if you see me, I'm always taking pictures.
Mhm, mhm.
I when I'm feeling like down, or like, oh, things are not working, or like when that negativity starts to creep in, because it's still gonna happen.
Because we're all human.
Yeah. I like to go back and look at the pictures,
Oh, I love
like
to do that.
look at pictures
Yeah.
of like times where, like we just had a beautiful moon a couple of days
Yeah.
ago, and even just like in moments like that, I'm like, oh my god, how blessed that I can be here and experience this, and like, and my friend was like, oh, let's go for a walk later on. I'm like, because it was like, I think it was a Wednesday,
Mhm.
and during the week I don't like to do too much because
No,
like,
I hear you. We have a busy schedule.
yeah, we get off,
We get off work late. It's dark
yeah,
now at
and it's
5.
dark at 5,
Girl.
and like I was gonna go from like Century City to Long Beach, and I'm like, I don't want to do like
That's a drive.
that was a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I was like, immediately I was like,
No,
no,
thank you.
no, thank you. And then in my mind, I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna go home and sit on the couch and maybe watch TV. Like, so I took my butt down there to, especially because I love the ocean. So
I know.
so just like also like saying yes to things, like, why not? I deserve to find joy in things. I deserve to experience joy. And when we are not in a space of gratitude, we limit ourselves to feeling joy.
Because being able to do that drive, that's
Yeah.
gratitude right there. Not everyone. Not everyone drives.
Right.
Not everyone has the time to do that. Or the financial status where they don't have to go to another job. You don't require to go to another job.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you can just go home after your one shift. We live in LA. A lot of people have to.
Yeah. No, and also like speaking of that, like just like the environment I'm in when like, you know, when I'm at work. Like
you're in a great environment, friend.
Dude, I mean, like I walk out. You know, if you see me on Instagram, like I cook my meal and I just come out to the balcony and I just sit there like, damn, look at me, I'm living life.
Yeah.
But that's literally like that's what it is. That is all we can say. Being grateful.
Yeah. Porque como digo Karol,
mañana será bonito. You know,
it's okay.
Yeah.
Que hoy no me sienta bien. You know, I'm a little down. But guess what? Tomorrow is a new day. You know, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Being okay with where you're at, being grateful for where you're at with what you currently have, because how can the universe give you the next level when you can't be grateful with what you currently have?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you do want that 5-bedroom home, but right now, start with being grateful with that one apartment maybe you're in. Or being grateful that you are still with your parents and you can save money. There's so many ways to look at everything.
Yeah.
You know, if I could go back and live with my parents again, I would do things differently.
Yeah.
And I would be grateful for being able to be in their house.
Yeah.
Under their roof without having to pay a rent. And taking a different perspective to that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm grateful where I'm at right now, in my own place, you know. And would I have done things differently? Yes. But I'm okay with that. You know, this is my journey, this is my process, and this is how I'm doing things currently.
And that is what being humble is. That is what being humble is, because you know that you may not be in the best place, but you're like I always say, like I'm a student. Yeah. I'm always willing to learn. So I tell God, what am I supposed to learn from this situation? You know?
I love that question.
What am I supposed to learn? Like, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn, just, you know?
Yeah.
Que me hayan pasado las cosas un poquito mejor.
Ay, eso siempre lo vamos a decir, ¿verdad? Pero it's okay, todo es perfecto.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Todo es perfecto.
Like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Terrorizing.
And with that, we do have an affirmation that ties it all in.
So I am grateful for what is.
I am grateful for what is.
For what was.
For what was.
And for what is on the way.
And for what is on the way.
Because all of it is working in my favor.
Because all of it is working in my favor.
Period. All right?
That's right. So, Baddies, thank you for tuning in. We are grateful to have you as an audience.
Yes.
For all of you that comment, like, post us, repost us on IG, please tag us. Especially if you have our personal accounts, also tag us there.
Yeah.
And we are here because of you.
Yeah. If you see if you're on social media and you see like anything that like, oh, I would want these baddies to talk on it, send it to us. Like send us. We want, like we said, we're students. We're trying to learn. We want to learn more. We want to do more. We want, you know.
And get ready. 2026 will begin to have our guest speakers. So if you're someone that wants to sit right here with us, it'll be next year, 2026.
Yeah.
Get ready. Start sending us our DM. We're going to start creating what episodes we're going to do. And we can start putting in the guest speakers.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So thank you so much. We will see you next time.
Yeah.
Until then, thank you, baddies.
Okay, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
And turn on your notifications so you do not miss a single episode.
Don't forget also to send this to one of your baddie friends.
That's right. Okay.
Bye.